Minecraft has been beaten in a number of different ways and a number of different challenges over the years. Some harder than others, some easier than others, but most of them are at the very least possible. And I think I found a challenge which might be physically impossible to complete, at least with the current seeds we actually know of. But for this case, I'm going to be using this seed which I found from Minecraft and Chill, and you shall see why soon enough. But when we're in the game, what you want to do is you want to head to the settings, turn your game over to adventure mode, and set the difficulty to peaceful. And me being in adventure mode, not being able to place any blocks, is specifically why I chose a 12 Eye of Ender seed. Because obviously there is no physical way in actually placing down any Eyes of Ender inside the portal. That, and also the stronghold isn't too far away from spawn. But when we eventually get to the village, all we have to do is now get inside the stronghold, and typically they are pretty much right in the very center of the one village. And in normal scenarios, what you would do is maybe just start digging down, but we are in adventure mode, that's not possible, so in that case, you might, look for a creeper or an enderman, but those can't spawn in either, which means there's really only one way in actually getting inside of it: finding a cave that could actually link on to the stronghold. Because in certain scenarios there are caves or there are abandoned mine shafts that do actually link onto stronghold, so we just need to find ourselves a cave that it could actually do that, and this one might be able to do that actually. I've been looking, I've been searching, and I can't really see any proper way in getting into the stronghold. And that's not unintentional, because I believe in 1.18 what actually happened was strongholds for the majority of the building actually gets covered in stone or deep slate, which makes finding entrances inside of it almost impossible. And to prove that really quick, I popped into Spectator just to show you that there is clearly no obvious way in actually getting into the stronghold via a cave. There's some caves that kind of get close to the stronghold, there's some caves that are a little bit further away, but generally speaking, at least on this seed, there's no clear cave that links onto this. And I've checked most of the other 12 Eye of Ender seeds we know of for Bedrock Edition, and pretty much the same story. There's no clear way on getting inside of it apart from digging yourself into it. And the only non-covered bits of the stronghold here is just these three little blocks right here. So already with the seeds we have, it's pretty much impossible to do it in this one challenge, but let's say, hypothetically speaking, we did find a seed with a 12 Eye of Ender seed that actually did link onto a cave or an abandoned mine shaft or something like that, and we were able to get inside of it. Well, what do we do now? Well, clearly the first thing you're going to want to do is find some chests to get yourself a little bit of armor and gear and things like that, such as, ooh, this iron chestplate I found. Normally I'd be pretty happy at finding 5 iron, but considering we have no crafting tables or no means of getting or placing a crafting table, it's just another thing to lug around now. But after you gear up as much as possible, your next objective is to find the end portal room itself, and lucky me, I already know where one is. And when we go in here, we'll see another issue when we hop into the end, because as we can see, we're on one of the platforms that actually managed to spawn away from the main island. Sometimes you could get things like this, sometimes you could get things where you're inside of the island, but this time, in this seed, and pretty much every other 12 Eye of Ender seed I've seen so far has some sort of issue like this. But let's say we were hypothetically lucky enough to have one of these spawn in right here, but have the island generating close enough for us to jump onto it. Well then, how are we actually gonna beat the game and beat Minecraft? Well, I'm sure almost every single person knows how to do that, but the only issue is we have no means of actually getting up there, no means of actually destroying the portal things. Did I say portal things? End crystals. Which means the only real option you have is just to punch this thing to death. That is, until she flies away and just regenerates health. But again, if you're lucky enough and you're willing to put in the time, you could physically beat Minecraft in this way. So I've been punching this stupid dragon for over 20 minutes, and I'm only now getting her to about a quarter of a health. Like, even if it's a pain to get back up to the village and find a crafting table, just make a sword. It'll save me so much time. And, oh, come on, just a few more hits. There we go. We've proven that, hypothetically speaking, this challenge is possible. But clearly, with the seeds we currently know of, with the 12 Eye of Ender seeds we currently have for Bedrock Edition, there is no way we're actually going to be able to do this on our own. Like, without clear access on getting down to the stronghold, there is physically no way in actually doing this challenge until we find another 12 Eye of Ender seed. So what I'm trying to say here is, even though it's currently impossible right now, that doesn't mean it's going to be impossible forever. And honestly, even in adventure and peaceful mode, there are ways at actually making it better, such as maybe trading for ender pearls or something like that. But yeah, until we find a seed with the necessary requirements needed to complete this challenge will remain impossible until then. But yeah, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.